Hey everybody, it's Emily the Crazy Worm Lady. We have our air conditioning fixed, so I wanted to bring you along for the full update of the worm factory. And I did place this frozen piece of watermelon in here the other day, hoping to kind of cool it off a little bit for them, although they didn't seem very bothered by it. Look at all those red mites. My goodness, and springtails. This is kind of goes to show it's a great way to kind of bait out some of these pests. You know, you see those little beetles and all, which I don't get a ton of them, but I definitely do get them in my bins. I'm actually considering rinsing this off and putting it back in. Not quite sure yet, but let's look. Check that out. Worms look very happy now. I'm happy that they seem happy because, you know, I was worried about it. But I mean, you can see this is just loaded now with worms. There's still a lot of those springtails and all hanging out, but if you've read any of my blogs, I'm really trying to get to the place where I'm not too concerned because it's just one big ecosystem. They all work together. And there's very few bugs that really pose any threat to your worms. So I'm just going to kind of let it go. But, I mean, in general, everything in here is looking nice. Things are looking fairly well processed. Still a good amount of bedding in here that needs to break down, but it's certainly coming along. Feels a hair dry in places, but I did have a fan running in here when the air conditioning was out because it was so hot in here. So the moisture should regulate itself. I am going to add a small feeding today. But I'm impressed that watermelon seemed to kind of lure them up here. It's an all-time favorite. Piece of cardboard. See some sort of sprouts, it looks like, coming up in here. It always blows my mind that seeds will sprout and I mean really keep growing unless you turn them back in to the bedding. But this is really encouraging, so let's get these guys a little feeding and we will call it a day. Alright, so I have some coffee grounds, and since it's nice and cool in here now, I'm going to add all of them. It's only about, I think, no, there's two. Looks like 2 filters and coffee grounds. But I'm going to add it here to the middle. This tends to kind of entice the springtails in as well, but again, I'm trying not to let that concern me a whole lot. So let me grab a little eggshell as well. Alright, I'm just going to bury this stuff back up, although the coffee grounds really don't tend to entice bugs in. But I also need to bury up this piece of watermelon, so I'm going to go to the corner here. Bury this up as well. I did spot a few fruit flies in the last couple of days when it was so warm in here, so I want to make sure everything's well covered. So that's going to be the update for today for the worm factory. I'll be back with you guys next week for a full update, so please like this video, subscribe if you want some more content from me, and I'll be back with you guys real soon for an update.